to first. We'll get to the pennies here momentarily.
There's like 6 decks right in this.
Plenty. We'll figure it out in a moment. We're going to use the coin first anyway. So, the purpose of today, I have nothing to get back to you. Emily grabbed the stuff yesterday. I assumed it was back this morning. I had a bit of a chaotic morning. I didn't even look at my mailbox until about 10 minutes ago, and it wasn't there yet. So, progress report coming at you hopefully this afternoon. Get the stuff back in my mailbox. It's going to be like the last month it was last week before. Then I'll get the stuff back to you. As soon as I see you again, which will not be until Wednesday. Right, not Monday, Wednesday. Miss you guys dearly, I know. Totally sad. 100 plus hours. Ludicrous. Carrie's like, I'm stoked. Show up my house. Had the forestry 260 like, over there.
Will show up on Monday.
Now, you have coins, you have cards. I want to keep the randomness discussion going that we started yesterday. The discussion we started yesterday was, we flipped coins. Oh wait, hang on a second, before I get into that. We got a lot of stuff on the table here. Everything make sense this week? Project made sense?
Yeah.
Maybe time consuming, perhaps. We'll start putting that to use starting on, I guess, Wednesday of next week. We'll start talking about getting the craps. Good, excellent. Those of you taking 243 will help you there too. I forget which quizzes were up. Chickens and, oh, interest in chickens. Good. Yeah, Whitney.
Is it okay for next Wednesday I just email you my assignment?
Because you're not going to be here?
Yeah.
Yes, that's totally fine.
Okay.
Absolutely. Remind me, just in an email.
Okay.
Say this is why I'm emailing it, because I'll forget this discussion in 20 seconds.
Okay, we're done.
Very quick memory bank erase mechanism. So sorry.
Dragging it on.
Which reminds me, you guys I'll have quizzes for next week. I won't see you on Monday to remind you about them. So that's good to keep in my mind too. Except I'll forget that too. So that's all right. So randomness. We're gonna wrap that up today. We have coins to flip. We have cards to deal. And I have some programs I want to give you, because I do want to continue this discussion throughout the entire day today. The idea of, I want to carry 2 themes through. The first theme we saw last time was, how many times do you have to flip a coin until you get a repeated face? So whether it was heads or tails, but somewhere in there, when you saw 2 heads or 2 tails came up, pretty quickly, I think it was Ian figured out, you're either going to take 2 or 3 flips to do that. Because if you think about it, if it goes heads off the bat, you're done. If it goes tails off the bat, you're done. So that's 2 flips. If you go heads or tails heads off the bat, whatever you flip next, you're finished. So the idea is you can either have 2 or 3 flips. We did have some differences here. Remember the average that we found? The average number of flips. It took 2.45. Thank you, Faith. 2.45 over here as well. Thank you. Oh, there we go. 2.45 using Excel to do the exact same thing. Very good. So the idea is, theoretically, and last thing we said on that day was, theoretically, how long would it take? What's the perfect average theoretically? It's actually closer to 2. Do you remember this? It was 2.5. Because these bars, theoretically, should be exactly equal. Exactly equal. They should be exactly equal, because you're just as likely to flip heads or tails on the first 2 flips as you are to go heads or tails heads. Think about the project you just turned in. The first example, or the second example, I forget which one it was flip a coin 2 times, list all possible outcomes. Heads, heads, tails. 4 outcomes. All of which happen 25% of the time, because there's 4 outcomes. 1 in 4 is 24% of the time. So if 2 of those are this, and 2 of those are that, those bars should be exactly equal. Now they're not exactly equal because we only did it, 290 times. That's not very many times. Make sense? Okay. I'd like to change the experiment now. We're going to run the average again. Today's, the kind of the point of today, it's got 2 points. The first point is the idea of randomness and seeing how these random behaviors behave. The second point is how to do the average we did at the end. It's 2.45. I want to keep doing those averages all along the way. Those averages are important. They're very important. They're what governs how much you guys pay for car insurance, among other things. So I want to keep coming back to that. So you have a coin in front of you. Forget the cards for right now. Anybody wondering how they affect your car insurance? Take Math 243. It's one of the we just got done discussing it actually. 243. I want you to this time flip your coins, and I want you to keep flipping until you've seen each face 1 time. So think about that. Think about that. Watch this. I'm going to do a couple examples up here. Okay, so Aaron. Tails. Tails. Gotta keep flipping. Haven't seen heads yet. Tails.
What's up with you?
Tails. Son of a... Count it. Tails.
Boo.
Tails. Tails. What am I up to? 7?
Yeah.
Jesus. Tails. It's got a heads.
I guess you're not ahead of it.
Tails. Sweet Jesus, I'm glad we're videotaping this. Heads. Holy God, was that 9?
11.
Was that 11? Whatever it was, you'd write that number down. And that's one trial. Okay? I mean, then we do it again. Just... Tails. Tails. Heads. Whew. 3. So, in other words, what's the least it could take?
2.
2. I was kind of hoping for one of those to be just heads, tails, heads, call it good. No, gotta get tails 8 times in a row. So, just do it 10 times each. Do it 10 times each, and write. So that was 2 trials for me, yeah? The first one was 11, according to Francis, I believe, or 11, and then 3. Whatever it was.
What if we're not a good flipper?
Then we can talk at the break. I don't even know what to say.